In case you missed it, the news wrote, "No bail for Dirk." The judge said, "Nothing has changed to warrant release." She also referenced a report that Dirk is violating federal custody rules by using other inmates' phone accounts and engaging in three-way calls. As the official lawyer for workers was at the hearing and said, "This update on Lil Durk had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good." The judge was on the same vibe she was on last time, which is that wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder that he put these lyrics out talking about. "Oh yeah, I got you. You out here screaming no crying in the street." Prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation. As he mentioned, the case is getting weaker for the prosecutors who can't use Dirk's lyrics anymore. But it gets even better. Lawyer Mo would explain what the prosecutors also had to back off on. The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge. It shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Dirk paid the bounty through one of his co-defendants and they named the co-defendant. Now, they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Dirk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy. And now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy. But it's also why they charged him with something new. The news wrote, Dirk is now facing a new charge in his murder for hire case after being hit with a second superseding indictment yesterday. While prosecutors have removed mention of song lyrics, which is terrible for Dirk. Let me explain. It reads, on May 1st, a California grand jury indicted Dirk. The rapper now faces a new charge of stalking, resulting in death in connection with the passing of Wando's cousin in August of 2022. That is in addition to previously being charged with 1 count of using interstate facilities to commit M for hire, 1 count of conspiracy, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms. However, the prosecution has removed all mention of Dirk referencing the murder and song lyrics in the latest indictment, which is amazing for Dirk, which is why his lawyers are already submitting paperwork for another bond hearing. But Dirk's lawyer is calling the charges a joke, as they only had lyric evidence against Dirk and they can't use it anymore. The case is as follows. So, there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment and it does name him. The indictment was identical except the unnamed person now became Dirk Banks. And this is the really important part. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Dirk that celebrated and monetized this with there being little evidence against Dirk. Drew asked around the rap game about the songs the feds were using against Dirk. As Drew quickly realized that the songs were recorded and released before the crime happened. We got the indictment. We noticed and we started hearing from people in the music world. People are like, this doesn't really make sense. That song, those lyrics were done a long time before that. I mean, we were hearing it from all different directions. We were hearing it from studio people. We were hearing it from people that wear suits to work every day, executives. And so, we were like, we gotta get to work here. We gotta figure this out. But due to the nature of Dirk's case, Drew's lawyer said they're going all out with the case, saying they won't take a plea deal or anything. It's an all-or-nothing case for Dirk. You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this seems like it's a do or thing. This is kind of like it's going to be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either or you're not. Is Dirk, from your understanding or you as a lawyer right now as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it? Just entertain it. Because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Dirk, or that's just off the table. It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all-or-nothing case and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people. They're going all the way for one specific reason. Because Dirk's lawyers are keeping his First Amendment rights in their back pocket, saying just because Dirk said it online for music doesn't mean it's true. There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that? right? For sure. I mean, you know, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records, and there are pop records, and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip-hop quote glorifying that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about. And that doesn't mean just because your story is valid. Even lawyers online are comparing it to Young Thug's case, believing that Dirk could be released, too. We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is a Young Thug down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted. And I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you know, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before. He even explained how the prosecutors don't even understand rap culture. Yeah. And I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So, you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. You know, sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So, it would certainly be a flub big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip-hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it. But these new Dirk charges just changed everything because it dropped concerning evidence with the lyrics "Look on the news and see your son. You screaming no no" as Quando is seen at the crime screaming no. Now the search is on for 3 people who police ate at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath. Applause, this man a passenger in that car frantic at the site. It makes you wonder how much evidence they have against Dirk because one update reveals over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video footage, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery as Jam supplied them the evidence. And they're using it to potentially add 2 more for hire charges against Dirk with them reporting. The feds believe Dirk paid to get these 2 people dealt with. Number 1, Stefan Mack, who got Dirk's brother, Dang. Number 2, Jam baby mom passed after Dirk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Dirk in jail for all 3 crimes. As Dirk noticed in this Instagram live, the Jam was wearing a wire because of the way he grabbed his jacket. I ain't going to lie. Like back in the day. Oh my. Oh dang. Check on your man. I ain't going to lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I happened to architect who happened to dare school. All that woofing on the net got metro. As months after this Instagram live, Dirk said he knows when people are cooperating around him. I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know you're going to cooperate. Dirk even spoke further and said that he doesn't let anyone to his house anymore for a full year before he was arrested. Nobody has ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been to my house for real. Come on. I promise your best friend. I promise. Like it's people like that I just don't allow around my grill and my kids cause it's like I'm just a different type of I'm not the family night at Dirk house tonight. It's the everybody at DRI. We got to everybody getting watched. We got to watch everybody. Hey, you go too. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like that's how I play. Like I don't play. But what's strange is the snitch Jam just received $50,000 from Dirk in cash 2 years ago. But now he's snitching against him. Know what's name? Steady crying. He's steady crying. Feed him. Get in the middle. You see that baby? That's really how y'all hold y'all babies. I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Mother sitting up there doing all this sneak this and internet games and all this up some money. Do something like we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. What I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro got out. What? You know, how many you did all? How many years I did it all? Yeah, that's your latest bit. 12, that boy popped out 12 years. Yeah. So much money. We really just get an order to just pick out the lanes, man. Man, boy. The feds actually investigated the people in the back of this Instagram live. And it turns out to be a couple of the suspects who took out Lil Pab. Not only that, but they were also caught shopping with King Von back in the day. Solitary. We just looked at let's go over there, boss. You good, my boy? They got real in here, man, cause he just stepped in. The money man stepped in. Due to this, they're pinning the Stefan Mack case against Dirk. Also, as they showed the judge evidence of Dirk Sangford thing in an Instagram story only 30 minutes after Stefan Mack was taken out, even an Instagram live the next day reveals Dirk was laughing and in good spirits after Mack passed. DK boy folks always say slap con. But this isn't the only snitch against Dirk, as the case is starting to look much worse for Dirk. As the news wrote, prosecutors delayed Dirk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for next hearing. Chatter of a new snitch is going around the courtroom, which is likely because of the arrest of Brick Baby. Last week it was announced Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a Rollin 60s gang takedown. Feed him. As it was followed up with, lawyers and sources believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the latest gang takedown, will snitch on Dirk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Dirk, as the feds originally targeted Dirk for M4Hire because of Brick Baby, where 3 years ago he did a livestream saying, "You can't say Dirk never slid for Vaughn because they got Lil Pab." As we saw him react to the old interview on LAW&CRIME after Dirk was arrested. But was this an attempted hit or can't say that no more? Then they put you like you can't say that no more. Oh, cause of FBG Cash talking about who federal charges in California. And cause so this is about the what's the but I'm just saying they just say you can't say that no more. But the feds have already tried linking Dirk's lyrics of Told Me They Got an ATT Go. They connected it to Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Dirk had asked. Why is that? Then it's people like you lined up somebody from your hood. Like listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this my boy. He lost his boy. The who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had to ask me, I probably would have been if he even asked anybody. If this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, could I leak a bar? Sure. I said, if he make the call right now, I is up. Right. So, with Brick Baby in lockup, they will be able to give Brick Baby a plea deal if he agrees to snitch on Dirk. But out of nowhere, Charleston White would say he's responsible for Brick Baby being locked up. I'm the one that put the beds on Brick Baby. I keep telling y'all I didn't think I'd be playing. Well, when Brick Baby went to Houston and was playing on the internet and put that $10,000 stack on his head and indirectly to, hey, I got some money on Charleston head, and he continued to act like he was pursuing me. I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston. But I did this through my law enforcement friend. So, not only that, we filed a report with the feds in LA along with the LA County. I swear to God, Charleston White doesn't like Dirk either, as he said he was happy when Dirk was arrested. This is a real victory. Now, that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So, this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the feeling part of it. But it would also be found out that India Royale possibly hasn't been faithful while Dirk's been in jail with it. Tweeted Dirk's baby mama India was allegedly seen at a party with her hand on another man's leg. The footage was released by her friends and screenshots made it more clear of what was happening as India spoke about it the next morning. The family, do we know you? Yeah, you a grown man. Do y'all remember when men used to like lay concrete, change tires, go to war? Now these on the internet gossiping all day like what's happening. With this going viral online, 6ix9ine and DJ Academics would give their opinions. Alright. Alright. So, you wanna bet 10,000 right now that hold on cause I told about some other you talking about India. She's a good girl. She's a she's. You met her? I haven't met her. But so why you saying she a good girl? Like because I hear the drama about everybody's relationship, and I know any rapper who can say something about me and they got a public girl. I could tell you who your girl off when she was mad at you. Like I know all of that. I've never heard no dirt about her just to keep it. Never heard nothing about her. Period. Alright. But she gonna be faithful to the trial? Yeah. Anything after that? I mean, you never know how it goes. I mean, if somebody, how does it go if somebody's again? I'm not wishing on upon him, but if you get life, like, how did that go with your girl? She's supposed to be faithful, or